Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We are now in episode 25. Oh, we almost rounding it down. I hope everyone has enjoyed thus far. I've been loving it. I hope you've been loving it too. If you don't know who that person is in the thumbnail, please, please, please tune in and listen deeply because this person was dynamic in history and is also known for helping shape out Washington, D.C. There's a story behind it. I'm not going to get into that just yet because I want y'all to hear about him and they do some little leg lifting and get in there and do a little research because this would be a great history project for the small folks. All right, so let me start with this. Not all power is loud. Some power is precise. Some power sits quietly, studies deeply, and then changes the trajectory of a nation. Welcome back to the Literacy Reset 30 Days of Raising Architects. Today, we reset intellectual self mastery because true literacy isn't just about grades, it's about governing your own mind. All right, I have to make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing and follow through along. The person we are talking about is Mr. Benjamin Banneker himself. Benjamin was born in 1731 in Maryland. He had very limited formal schooling. Let that sink in. No elite academy, no prestigious university, no institutional advantage. What he had was literacy. He borrowed books, studied mathematics independently, taught himself astronomy, reverse engineered a wooden clock after studying its mechanics. He later published almanacs. Did you hear what I said? Almanacs, predicting eclipses and astronomical events with remarkable accuracy. Another side note, you want to learn and dig deep is to learn about the doggone tribe in Mali. Okay, that's just a little side note because when we look into astronomical awareness and prediction, they got it. All right, so he was invited to assist in surveying the land that would become Washington, D.C. And in 1791, he wrote a letter to Thomas Jefferson challenging the contradiction between the ideals of liberty and the reality of slavery. Hmm. His letter was articulate, measured, logically structured. He used Jefferson's own words about equality as the foundation of his argument. That is intellectual self mastery. Listen, I have said time and time again through a few of these videos, once you know something and you own your knowledge, that's something that can never be taken away from you. That is something that you hold on to for life. It's not like a job that you can be fired from. No, your intellect stays with you wherever you go. So it's important that we fuel our children with literacy that can help impact and shape their lives, literacy that allows them to question and have discernment, literacy that helps them focus and change communities, right, or even build them, because today is a little different. And so when you have self mastery, and this is good because this plays right into our person for day 26. I ain't gonna say nothing yet, but you might have saw the thumbnail. Then you understand that this level of deep thought critical thinking are skills that will transcend through all periods of the life. You have to be disciplined and structured, hold vision for these things. So let's go ahead and get into the actual hidden principle that I want to discuss with this. Intellectual self mastery is built through disciplined literacy. Banneker did not wait for validation. He trained himself. He read deeply. He calculated meticulously. He revised precisely. Literacy builds independent learning capacity, analytical reasoning, research discipline, evidence based argumentation, intellectual confidence. When a child can teach themselves from a book, work through complex problems patiently, write persuasive arguments grounded in logic, they are no longer dependent on external affirmation. They're not even dependent on external validation, okay? Because they're coming to the table with what they know. They are self-governing thinkers. Huh? Huh? Did you hear that? Self-governing thinkers. Banneker didn't argue emotionally in his letter to Jefferson. He reasoned. He referenced scripture. He referenced the Declaration of Independence. He structured his argument carefully. He proved that literacy can confront injustice without chaos. Precision is power. In a world that rewards loud reactions, intellectual discipline is rare. But this is what we build through close reading, right? Careful calculation, structured writing, long form thinking. Self mastery is not talent, it's training. Training. I want to make sure that we understand how deep this is and how this really connects and how we can bring something like this into our learning settings and environments. I mean, listen, people, self-mastery is a skill that holds on to you for life. How do we build intellectual self-mastery at homeschool or in our literacy center? In the classroom, because you know I don't like to leave nobody out, okay? 1, encourage independent research. Give your child a topic. Let them find books. Let them synthesize information. Let them do the work. Let them be a part of the process. Let them think things through. Does this make sense? Where did I get this information from? How many sources am I looking at? What are the dates on these sources, right? Because listen, information can change based on dates, based on updates, right? 2, teach long form thinking. Work through complex problems without rushing. You have to train stamina. I brought this up before in another video where I was explaining today's group does not have stamina. When we're sitting there struggling to read for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 35 minutes, an hour, it's because we don't have the built-in stamina. When we cry about writing because we can't do it, we don't know what to write, how to write, we haven't built the structure and we haven't built the stamina. Train stamina. Letter writing practice. Have your child write persuasive letters on real issues. Teach the structure, claim, evidence, reasoning, respectful tone. Normalize productive struggle. Everything is not going to be easy. We don't get grit from just everything being easy, everything being handed to us, everything being written out for us. We got to do a little bit of the legwork. Banneker didn't have shortcuts. He had persistence. Intellectual independence grows when children learn to sit with difficulty, not live in it, but sit in it. Architects are not spoon fed, they are self taught through discipline. You are not raising children to rely on institutions to define them. You are raising real thinkers who can learn without supervision, reason without chaos, challenge ideas with real evidence. And in today's world, you need evidence because everyone's got a TikTok video telling you something that's true or not true and so forth. So find the evidence. Train them in their society of what's coming next is to really seek the evidence. Once they do that and they have all of these other little skills in place, stand confidently in their intellect. Why? Because they did the work. They know what they know because they did the work. The confidence comes from doing the work. Like, no. You're not going to tell me this, that, and the third when I went through the process. I went to the place. I did the work. Benjamin Banneker proved something powerful. Access matters. Build discipline through structure because discipline matters. Access matters. Discipline matters more than access, especially in the case of Benjamin. Literacy gave him reach beyond circumstance. He proved that. Listen, there comes a time when we have to say critically to ourselves, what are we really prepping our child for? And some of us, we may not know that, right? But what we do know is that the world is vaguely different from when we grew up. What we do know is that we live in a time where so many things have question marks around them. What do you know? Who do you know? What can you trust? But with the tools of research, reading things on their own, having a deep comprehension around text, or being able to have a discussion with you, right? We could be don't fear learning on the side of the child. We don't have to know everything, right? Whatever we don't know, we can explore and dive deep even more immensely with our child because we're going through that process with them. So we can talk through that with them. We can guide them through that. Don't miss out on that moment. And I say all of this because the future is questionable. It always has been. Unless you know some other things, okay? But we want our children to be prepared regardless. We want them to know what to do if they're ever in a situation where they have to stand on their own 2 feet. What are they going to do? How are they going to reference? Who are they going to call? How can they reach out? How can they make a change? What can they learn? What do they already know? That's why it's important for us to be the architects so we can design what we need for them and implement everything that's important. If you want children who can teach themselves, can reason clearly, can challenge injustice intelligently, can operate with precision, then literacy must go deeper than worksheets. Okay? It has to go deeper than worksheets. I'm going to let you guys know this. Inside the Offer as Homeschool Clarity Roadmap, we help families build independent research frameworks, teach structured analytical thinking and analytical writing, strengthen mathematical reasoning, develop intellectual stamina. Because architects don't just inherit knowledge, they construct it. This is the literacy reset. And today we reset intellectual self-mastery. I will hope that you guys learned and appreciated this episode. Listen, tomorrow is another like, whoa, connect. I wanted to say banger, but yeah. It's another connection, another deep connection, something for us to really consider and think about. Today, we reset intellectual self-mastery. I'll see you guys in episode 26. It's another person that I love and that really helped shaped me too during my college years. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys in episode 26. Have a good one. Take care. Me, what exactly do you do at Reading for Smiles? Let me show you. Our mission at Reading for Smiles is very simple. We help families raise confident readers, writers, and thinkers. We also produce a YouTube series called Literacy Reset, where we explore powerful literacy lessons through the lives of great thinkers, innovators, and leaders. We have a community called the R4S Homeschool Studio, where homeschool parents come together to learn, plan, and support each other. For parents inside the community, you guys can learn through 2 courses: the Architect Parent, which helps you design homeschool with intention, and the Confident Reader and Writer course, which is a framework for building strong literacy at home. We also offer a homeschool roadmap intensive, where we help parents plan their homeschool year with clarity. And for the babies, of course, we create literacy learning packs, have on-demand courses, and I also have ebooks for parents to help them strengthen their homeschools by developing reading, writing, and thinking skills and programs and projects in the house. If you're homeschooling and you want support raising strong readers and thinkers, then definitely come join our community on School. We can't wait to see you and have you there with us.